Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to this special series of awareness program. So far, we have made many videos. 99% people lose money in stock market. Then stop loss, the typical journey of a trader, position sizing, training scamsters, etc. etc. So this will be the last video in the series, and because this is the last video in this series, I am going to share some of my experience and I am going to tell a little bit story about my own life, and of course I am an Indian, so I have to give you advice at the end of the day, because we always like to give advice to other people and we don't want to listen to advice from anybody. Well, I started my life as a school teacher. And many people, whenever they talk to me, sir, you also started as a school teacher from a very basic background. Then why you are discouraging us from entering into stock market? And you know, these people with 50,000 or 1 lakh capital, and they want to come to stock market and they want to beat Mukesh Ambani. So let me tell you one thing. There is a phase in your life that is called capital accumulation. There is another phase in the life where the capital growth. And I used to tell like this: until the age of 40, you work for money. Then after the age of 40, the money should work for you. Just by 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, you want to come to stock market, you want to make it as a business, you want to make it big, you know. You can only gamble with that kind of money in stock market. You cannot do stock market as a business. When I was working as a teacher, and I was working in a Birla company and with a very good salary, a central government salary, then at the age of 29, I got a chance to go to Singapore to work as a teacher. And Singapore is one of the countries paying the highest salary to the teachers. My first month salary in Singapore was about 20 times more than what was my salary in India. So, until the age of 40, 45, I worked very hard and I accumulated enough capital, and then only I came to stock market. And I did not come to stock market with very small capital. So therefore you remember, and my mother used to tell me, the money will tell you, you take care of me. You know, those days, 1 lakh was a very big money. You take care of me until 1 lakh. Then once you accumulate 1 lakh, then I will take care of you. So that's what I rephrase. You work for money in the first half of your life. In the second half of your life, the money should work for you. So in the first half of my life, I worked for money. And I accumulated enough money. And I worked very hard. And I used to work from morning 6 o'clock to night 10 o'clock. So therefore, don't be too ambitious with small amount of money, and you work. And don't worry, the stock market will always be there. I always say for fun, stock market will always be there. Whether you will be there in the market or not, that I cannot tell you. Many people come here, just take some speculative bets, lose money, they get away. Of course, the market will throw them out. If they don't have money, they cannot come back. So that is my first advice to you. The second advice: some people are impatient. Sir, how can I wait until I accumulate a good capital? Until then, can't I do some small part-time? Yes, you can do. But don't do it in the secondary market. Don't do it in futures and options. And if you have got a small capital, the best thing you can do, you can apply for some good quality public issues. If you choose a good quality public issue, if you get it, you are going to make some profit. If you don't get it, nothing to worry, your money will be in the bank. If you want to know my opinion about IPO, you can watch this video. You put your money in one of the banks, let us say IDFC Bank offering 6%, RBL Bank offering 6.5% for savings account, and the money will be there, and yet you can apply for public issues. And I always tell people, there are only two types of people can make money in stock market. One, either you must be too stupid or you must be too intelligent. In between people, they don't make money in stock market. Let me share my own experience. When I was working in a Birla school and my capital was very little, so I thought of applying for IPOs. The first IPO I applied is, I think, in 1987 or 88. It was Larsen and Toubro public issue, and they have given some partly convertible debentures, and I bought it for 50 rupees. The next day it was trading at 100 rupees. I sold it. So I doubled my money. But had I held on to those shares, those days it was 1000 rupees or 2000 rupees. But now its worth should be 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs. So generally what you do, if you apply for a public issue, let us say 15,000 rupees, nowadays that's a minimum capital, and you get some good quality shares, let us say it is trading around 25,000 or 30,000, sell the partial number of shares to recover your money. Then the remaining shares is free for you and leave it. And if you have 5 or 10 shares like that, maybe 1 or 2 of them will become a multi-bagger in future. I have made that mistake, and whatever the shares I got in a public issue, I sold it. And don't do that. So this is my second advice. If you have got a small capital, don't come to the secondary market, particularly futures and options market, and you can always choose to apply for some good IPOs. You get it, you make profit. You don't get it, you don't lose. Your money will still be there in the savings account, earning a good amount of interest. And then the third one, don't ever come to stock market by looking at the fat MTM screenshots by the people, and they are here to lure you for the training or for some other services. And let me tell you, see whether you can understand this. In stock market, the less is more. The less is more. Not only in stock market, in any market. And let me tell you, if you want to invest your own money, and how much money you will have? 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore, and still that money will be small. And assume that you have got only 10 lakh rupees, even if you are making 100% return per annum, you still are going to get only 10 lakh rupees per annum. That is not a big deal. But even if you are making 20-30% return, and if you make it consistently, and one day the people around you see you making good profit, and they will seek your help, and that is when you can start helping the other people, and you can charge some money for that. And who knows, one day if people trust you for 100 crore, even if you make 30 crore and you take 10 crore and give them 20 crore, and you're still going to get 10 crore per annum. That's a very big money. Now, let me tell you, if somebody is coming and telling something, is doing some business, and if he says, I can make 1000% return per day, do you think people will believe? Why? Reason is very simple. You can make more money only if you are taking more risk. With the less risk, you can make only less money. So the moment somebody says, I made so much profit, either it could be a fake or it could be he is taking a high risk. And do you think people want to trust these people to handle their money if they are taking such a high risk? And you give me 10,000 rupees, I can give you 10 crore tomorrow. With the 10,000 rupees, I will go and buy a black market revolver, go to the bank manager and tell him, you give me 12 crore. Then I get 12 crore, I give you 10 crore, the remaining 2 crore I keep. But will you agree for this game plan? And because this is too risky, right? So always remember, the less is more. And making a consistent, stable return of 20-30% is far better than gambling and making 10 lakh in 10 minutes, 20 lakh in 20 minutes. You will make 10 lakh in 10 minutes, 20 lakh in 20 minutes, but at the end of one whole year, you will still have to show the P&L statement of 20 lakh profit, that too through option selling. So always remember, your own capital may not be enough for you to grow very big in your life, and if you have to grow bigger, you may have to tap the other people's money, and for that, what is more important? The trust, and then you have to show them that you are doing well. So that path is far better than showing a big MTM profits. So don't ever be misguided by the people who are showing big MTM profit screenshots, and don't follow them and go and take a high risk in the market. Your capital will be wiped out and you will be thrown out of the market. And last not the least, you should have a patience. You should have a perseverance. You may have talent, but it may not be known to others. Only when other people come to know your talent, then only they will start recognizing you, and that is where you can grow faster. And sometimes it may take many years. Say for example, in my case, I started stock market in 2007. 2007-8, I already acquired enough knowledge about option selling. Still my capital was very little, and I still remember I started workshop. And recently, one of my friends asked me one question. Sir, tell me which one has gone up from 3,000 to 50,000 rupees in the last few years. So I said, what is I thought he was asking for some share. 3,000 rupees gone to 50,000 rupees. I could not find anything. Then he replied, few years before, I conducted a workshop, I charged 3,000 rupees fees. And I even gave an advertisement in a local business magazine. So he sent the photo of that magazine. Sir, you are charging 3,000 rupees 5 years before, now you are charging 50,000. So you are the real multi-bagger, sir. From 3,000 to 50,000, it is 16 times. I used to conduct workshops for 3,000 rupees. Forget about 3,000. Before that, I used to conduct even free workshop, and people never come. So there, you have to wait for people to recognize you. You have to work patiently. Then in 2018, there was a conference called Traders Carnival, which was held in Mumbai. So I was invited as a speaker, and then I appeared on CNBC, I think 2 or 3 times. Then there was one article about me in Money Control website. So then from there, no looking back. And in fact, let me tell you, I'm at the age of 57 now. What money I made in last 2 years is much more than what I made in the last 55 years. So therefore, you have a clear roadmap. You travel along the roadmap. There will be some obstacles, and sometimes you may have to wait for many years. and for people to recognize you, and one day people will recognize you. So I have given how I have grown, and remember, and people with a lot of money, they don't trust the people who are showing big MTM profit. But even though I'm not showing a big profit screenshot, and the people trust me, right? So I don't usually like to listen to advices, and in this episode it is full of advices to you. So patiently you have been listening to my advices. Special thanks to everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this series of awareness video, and this is the final video on this. And of course we have some other series. One is mission option. I don't know, when I started my mission option, it's going very slow, and I'm also planning to start some other series of videos. So let us see how it goes. So for the entire series of 7 or 8 videos, so you have been with us, and I hope you enjoyed the entire series, and thank you for watching.